everybody. We need to make sure that you can all hear us and see us okay. Can you hear us and see us okay? Let us know. Crispy, say hi.
Hello and season's greetings to everyone.
Why are you from Russia?
Hello.
Gee whiz. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Hey guys.
Here we go. Why is there no sound? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Can you actually hear us? I assume you can hear us.
Please, you can hear us.
Mm.
Can you hear me? I hope I'm all right.
Yeah, I'm slightly worried about Crispy's volume because he's on max, but he sounds a bit quiet. Is he okay on your end, folks?
Hello. Bingle bongle dingle dangle. This is what I sound like. This is what I do. This is how Crispy Pro fits in a shoe. I'm a little boy that can fit in a shoe. I am just the coolest guy that can fit in a shoe.
Okay, all good. All sounding good.
Thanks.
Yep, you sound good. Cool, look at that.
Thanks,
That was a cool
guys.
little rap, by the way. That was nice. I like that.
Thank you.
Nicely done, dude. Nicely done. And Merry Christmas, everyone!
Yay! Happy season's greetings.
Season's greetings to all of you. Season's greetings to all of you. All of you. How's everyone doing? I just realised we actually have to talk for an hour. Oh, God.
Oh God.
I haven't done that for a while. I haven't streamed all week, so I like my brain's just like, Yeah, a little bit like that, you know? Why are we making noises like flies? What is this? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our live review of Joy to the World, the 2024 Christmas special. We will kick off proper in just a moment, but we're going to get to know what all of you think. And if for some reason you guys haven't yet called in on SpeakPipe, technically you still have a second to do it. If you want to just bugger off for a second, go to the voicemail page and leave a message. You technically still can. You technically still can. So I'm going to leave the link in the chat. You got about 2-3 minutes. I'm not going to refresh the page once we start because it'll just get confusing and we're just going to use the messages that are there. But if you haven't left a review for the episode yet, go do it real quick. Feel free to. Yeah, Mateo, I see you did it 2 minutes ago. I got the email for it and I was like, people are getting them in right before the end. So we'll just wait a moment. We'll get going. So we're going to obviously talk about our thoughts of the episode. I took notes, people. I took notes.
Wow.
Hang on. Allow me to show. I took notes. Look at notes.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, a lot of notes.
Oh my goodness.
So we've got notes to help us with the discussion. We'll both obviously give our thoughts. We'll get some of your thoughts, and then at the end we'll also have our Patreon caller section. And without teasing anything, one of our patrons sent me their call privately and asked to finish with it as a bit of a tribute to the podcast. So I'm very excited for that. I haven't listened to it. I'm very, very excited.
Okay.
I was told not to listen to it. I wasn't even told. I shouldn't. They said they didn't even want me to know about it, but purely from a setup standpoint, I had to. So I'm excited. I'm excited. It's gonna be good.
I'm scared. This is a live episode.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
What if it's just a voice note doxing both our addresses?
Then I'll be able to reach my lightsabers again now, so I'll be able to defend myself. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I tidied my room, and now I can access the lightsabers again. I haven't been able to do that for about 6 months.
Miracle.
I literally, I got when I got the Darth Maul lightsaber about 6 months ago, I put it in front of the lightsabers and just kept stacking stuff on top of it. Not been able to reach them for ages. And you'll notice behind me, look, you can see my floor. You can see my floor, Crispy. Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
Oh my god.
It is kind of crazy just how debilitating it is sometimes to think about tidying your room and then be overwhelmed by how much you have to tidy and then not do it. But I'll thank my mum indirectly because in getting her present sorted for Christmas, on Christmas Eve, I was like, do you know what? I'm going to do a bit of tidying. And then I spent 5 hours tidying my room. And it looks great. There's a Sonic 3 display just off camera here that looks fantastic that I sent to you.
Yeah, Troy, I don't think your Troy was 5 hours worth of messy.
What? Oh,
you said you spent 5 hours. I never think Troy's room's really messy ever once.
That's what's fortunate about this camera. You don't like the mess starts just over there. But the thing was, if you look back at the most recent episodes, there's been a pile of stuff building in the camera shot, and that's when you know it's getting bad, when the camera can't even conceal it. And it's been like that for a little bit. So I've sorted it, which is really good.
Well, the mess is off camera.
Yeah, and I have seen Sonic 3, and it's the film of the year. Absolutely fantastic. So don't give me too much temptation, because I will talk about it for about 3 years. So we're going to get straight into it, I think. We're going to do some reviewing, because you have got just over an hour, haven't you, boss?
Let's do it.
Let's make the most of the time. So, people, if you're calling in, you're about to run out of time, because I'm going to refresh the page now and see if any more have come in. A few more did just come in. Torchwood 5 and JJ just called in. So, Oh,
Thank you very
JJ,
much.
I'm purely interested to hear JJ's. Maybe we'll do it for the intro gag because it's 3 seconds long.
Okay.
Okay, maybe. We'll see. You never know. Who's there? A Sonic 3 podcast? If Crispy had seen it, I would ask him for a special episode. I genuinely would.
Well.
When are you gonna watch it?
What?
Okay, I'll fly over there and watch it with you. Let's make it happen.
Well, maybe I've already seen it.
Have you already seen it?
Wait for the episode, mate.
Intro gag. We need an intro gag right now. Stat. Okay, recording has begun. Let's get rolling. Have we got? Let's just do the intro from JJ's a joke. Let's say, JJ, this call better be good. I know you didn't realize this is what you signed up for, but now the pressure is on you. So let's do it. Here we go. You ready, boss?
Yes, ready. Are you ready?
I'll roll us in. Let's do it. Crispy, you know how we're live right now on youtube.com/who'sEddieW?
Yes.
Well, we're about to take some calls live, and I just noticed before we begin that we got a few extra callers in, and one of them is just 3 seconds long from someone called JJ, and I feel like that might be a good way to get this episode started. Should we hear what JJ thinks of the episode?
Yeah.
All right, JJ, what do you think of Joy to the World?
At the end, he's representing Jesus.
And that's our episode of Who's There Doctor Who podcast. Welcome to the final episode review of 2024. Roll the intro.
That's beautiful. That's really good.
Come on,
That's
man.
great. I loved it.
I told you get to use your call if you called in before we began. I told you. I did tell you. All right, that is it. Last refresh now. If you haven't called in, you are too late. Don't call now because you may still be charged. Your vote won't count and you may still be charged. That's what they say on I'm a Celebrity, isn't it? There you go. Don't call in now because your vote won't count, but you may still be charged. Let's get rolling. Who's on intro duty? Oh, dear. I don't know. Who introed last week? Bugger.
What was the last episode?
Last episode was
you.
the bingo card.
I think I did that.
It was you because I was sad about Arcane. Right, so it's my turn. Let's go.
Yeah.
There you go. Look at that. That's how we piece things together. I went into my mind palace. Here we go. Hello and welcome to the final episode of 2024 for Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast, the show that takes your calls from anywhere in time and space. And as always, I'm joined by my good friend, Mr. Crispy Pro. How are you doing, sir?
I am absolutely fantastic. How are you, Troy?
Oh, I'm good. I realised I introduced you and didn't even introduce myself. You're more important. You know, that's how it works. You bring joy to the world like no one else.
Well, there's one other individual that brings joy to the world for a long time. Nicola Coughlan.
I agree with that. I need to get my Sonic ready for this. I've just realised. Let me get my Sonic ready for this. Hang on, Crispy. I need to get my Sonic so that I'm ready for this. There we go. I've got my Sonic. Oh wait, sorry, wrong one. There we go. I've got my Sonic ready. I'm ready, ladies and gentlemen. I'm ready.
It's the best thing that he does.
Listen, man, I love my Sonic jokes. Okay, I love my Sonic jokes. I have to be predictable. There's a shadow on my bed. I have a Build-A-Bear with Keanu Reeves' voice. Do you want to hear Keanu Reeves' voice? Listen to this.
Sure.
Look at that. I mean, you know, life is good. How are you, Crispy?
How
are you doing, man? How was your Christmas?
Yes, Christmas was very, very nice. We went to my grandparents' place, and did you ever play Finska? I feel like I've talked to you about this before. Have you ever played Finska before?
I might have heard you mention it, but I don't remember what it is.
Hello, Mum. We're currently live. I reckon hundreds of people. Do you want a cameo? Do you want to be on camera? Here we go. This is.
Are we gonna get Crispy's mum on the? Oh wow! Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Merry Christmas.
Everyone say Merry Christmas.
Oh, there you go. Now that is one. That's worth the price of admission. That. Did not see that coming. That's fantastic.
Oh yeah, no, all good. No, we can do it later. Love you,
Wish your family a Merry Christmas from us.
I will.
Oh, it's lovely. Did not see that coming. Oh, there you go. This is why you watch Who's There Doctor Who podcast live. You never know what's going to happen. You were saying about Christmas, sir.
Yeah, it was great. It was absolutely fantastic. It was a really, really chill vibe. I feel like I don't know if everyone else can attest to this, but Christmas, it doesn't necessarily feel as magical as it was when you were a kid. But I think I'm really valuing family time a bit more. But it was great. What about you, Troy? What did you get up to on Christmas?
Oh, it was lovely. It was quite chill at home as well. Just me and my mum had a nice little Christmas dinner and watched some Doctor Who. Had a good time. Watched Wallace and Gromit. Cinema. Absolute cinema.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen it, but I've seen everyone just saying it's the best thing since sliced bread.
You've got to watch it. You got to watch it, man. You got to watch it. It's very, very good. I don't think it's my favorite Wallace and Gromit film, but I do really like it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll give it a go.
Yeah, do it.
Give
It.
it a
Add
go.
that to the list alongside Arcane and Sonic 3. You got to watch those 3 things.
Okay. I got quite the watch list.
There
Well,
you go. There you go.
I mean, have I seen Sonic 3?
Have you seen Sonic 3?
No.
Before we started, he teased us if he'd seen it, and I was going to get very excited. You need to watch it. 5 stars. If I start talking, I won't stop. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are here, as you might expect, to discuss the 2024 Christmas special, Joy to the World. As I've been teasing to the live audience who are watching us right now, I've got notes, we've got calls, we've got a Patreon section to give us money and you get longer calls. That's how it works on here because we're greedy. But we're here for just for a big send-off for the year for Who's There Doc 2 podcast, as we will be taking a short break for a few weeks at the start of the year. We'll talk about it later. So we want to end with a bang, okay? Before we put our feet up for a couple of weeks. So I don't have to edit for a couple of weeks. It's purely selfish. I'm the only reason that we're taking a break. It's definitely only me, isn't it, Crispy? It's only me. Blame me.
No, it's me as well.
Blame me. Blame me. Let's have this
we're
moment.
contractually obliged. We're contractually obliged to take a break.
See, he won't even let me take the fault for it. Look at that. Love it.
No.
Love it. So, let's get into this, because we've got about an hour before Crispy has to do more Christmassy things, because he's a very busy man, and I'm probably going to go to sleep because I'm tired, and I was up till 5 a.m. playing League of Legends last night. That's the arcane impact. Not a good thing. So, let's get into it. Now, I think best way to do this, Crispy, is probably to get our initial reviews out to begin with, us talk about what we think about the episode, and then get some callers, then do Patreon. What do you think?
That sounds like the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life.
That's very nice of you, sir. Wow, you're being very nice to me today. You're being very nice to me
Well,
today.
maybe I've just got that Christmas spirit in me.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love how cheery he is. Look at this. I wish it was like this all year. No. Crispy, kick us off, because you've seen me do a brief tweet about it, so you kind of know where I'm at with the episode, at least a little bit. You've seen my score. But, in fact, yeah, let's do our scores. We always do that. I like putting you on the spot. What's your score out of 10 for Joy to the World? And then tell everyone why you're giving it that score. What do you think of the episode? Opening statements.
I am going to say that I will give this episode a 7.
Okay.
Troy, your score?
I'm giving it a 9. I'm giving it a much higher score. Why is it a 7 for you, sir?
It probably would have been a 9. And I didn't even mind because everyone was talking about this controversial ending. I was like, whoa, what's this gonna be? Where are we going here? And it, like, at the end, we're going right to the end here, everyone.
Spoilers. Spoiler warning.
When Joy becomes the Christmas star in Bethlehem, which is the star in which the wise men followed to find Jesus, I was like, wow, that's something else, isn't it? But I think the last act, maybe the last 10 minutes, as soon as they start doing the hologram stuff with the Sonic, I got very lost. But I mean, overall, it's just stupid fun. It didn't change my life. But as far as a Christmas special episode goes, it exceeded in that regard. I had a lot of fun with it, and there was a lot of timey-wimey nonsense, good performances. But yeah, I think the biggest downside for me was, one, as a Nicola Coughlan fan, I was expecting a lot more from her. So not that she didn't do a good job. I thought she did great with what she was given. I mean, but she was just possessed half the time. It's how, Jeremy Renner felt when he was doing the first Avengers movie.
Yeah, I was gonna make that same connection.
He was like, "Oh, this isn't what I signed up for." But what we did see of Joy, I really liked. And then I just think the third act, it fell apart for me a little bit. But apart from that, I had a great time. It was a good Christmas episode. I watched it with my girlfriend, but she's all the way back in Brizzy, so we just watched it at the same time, and we were texting throughout. So I thought that was a fun way to watch the episode, and having to explain what on earth a time hotel is. But it was really, really late because we came back from a Boxing Day dinner back here at about a half an hour to midnight or something, and so she's at work right now. What a trooper!
Blimey.
So she fell asleep just like 10 minutes before the episode ended, and I was like, you know what? You might be all right. You might be all right. So I texted her this morning, being like, "You won't believe what happened at the end." Um, but anyway, yeah, it's fun. It's a fun episode, but it didn't.
You
It
go.
didn't change my life.
You say to me, you go, "You won't believe how crazy got at the ending." And she goes, "Jesus," and you go, "Yeah."
Yeah, actually, oh, yeah, well done. But
Oh,
Troy, I'm very
see, that's
curious
not
to
taking
see-
Lord's name in vain. It was a genuine plot reference. This
No,
is the
it
thing,
is
because
genuine plot
there was a lot of
reference.
comment, as you said, about the ending somewhat being controversial for the episode. I don't think it's particularly controversial, and I actually think it was quite a nice touch, because especially after Boom, there was a little bit of kickback. I mean, I don't think the Venn diagram overlap of Doctor Who fans and religious people is a particularly big overlap, but there was like a bit of hoo-ha when Boom came out over like saying that blind faith is stupid and therefore religion is stupid, yada yada yada. Stephen Moffat said something at the time. He was like, it's not faith that he's criticizing, it's blind faith, it's faith without questioning, blah blah blah. But I like that now you've got both ends of the stick. You've got the challenging of blind faith, you have also got, well, Jesus does exist in Doctor Who, we're just giving our own little spin as to why there was randomly a very bright star that the wise men could follow. It's because someone brought joy to the world. Like, I like that you've got both ends of the stick now.
They've made the Christmas star. I think. I don't know if they'll ever do a Jesus episode of.
I
Doctor
hope,
Who.
yeah.
We'll see,
Anything
we'll
more
see
than that
what
would be pushing it. It would be very much.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
I
it,
think
and that's what they'd be doing. Like, it would be a
Yeah,
problem.
I think Moffat's found the line for. I
Mm.
mean, but we'll see. Crazier things have happened. But Troy, what? Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts, sir.
So this is why I think it's interesting, because you marked it down a little bit because as a Nicola Coughlan enjoyer, you felt like she didn't have a lot going on. I don't have that connection. I haven't seen Derry Girls. I haven't watched Bridgerton. So to me, she's just another supporting cast member. So I don't have that investment in her where I'm like, oh no, she didn't get a lot going on. I did feel that watching it, but I wasn't too bothered, if that makes sense. But I think part of the reason I wasn't too bothered is because, first off, as you said, some of it she was indoctrinated by the case, but I did like they kind of gave a reason for it to not be for a good chunk of it as well, where she kind of regains her autonomy when she's about to be disintegrated and this case is counting down. It's like, oh good, you're worried about dying. It means it's loosening its grip. I was like, oh good, that's a good way to not have her be brainwashed. But also, because this is going to be obviously a big debate, and I expect we're going to get quite a few calls about this specifically, but the section with 15 and Anita is some of the best stuff in Ncuti's era. I think this episode works best for being what I think is the best characterization of 15 that we've seen yet. Some of the best lines, some of the best like bits of performance from him, even subtle little bits. I love the opening with the two mugs, with the, if you got someone else in there, he's like, oh, old habits, and little references to being alone, which has kicked up a fuss as well. I feel like I say this every week when there's an episode. There's something that kicks up a fuss, and it feels that there's two big things at the minute I'm seeing kick up a fuss. One being like the ending. Well, I saw Mr. TARDIS tweet about it. There's a bit of hoo-ha over that, about like how Joy and her mum dying actually works and all that. We can get to that later. But another was that they're like, oh, they're just stealing plot beats from The Runaway Bride in 2006 with a one-off companion saying, oh, find someone. And it's like, well, yeah, if you're analysing it just on a line in a script, but the circumstances are so completely different. In one got trapped into the parallel universe. In the other, the Doctor let her go to find her family. So there's, I don't see the complaints there, but I like that exploration again of 15 being on his own and seeing how he handles that. But I think my favourite moment, the thing that sealed it just for his personality, I absolutely loved in the start of the episode. Not just the mug thing, but when he goes into TARDIS and he's like, I'm putting my coat on. Why am I putting my coat on? Oh, I've grabbed my Sonic now. Why have I grabbed... What did I see? I just kind of like those moments to get to see something that's unique to his Doctor, to kind of identify him more. Because we've had some of that in season 1. As I've said to you already, we had like a quarter of the season where we didn't get much of him. But like, it's those little moments to me where you can look back and go, what are like the definitive moments where you see a bit of their character? And I haven't really seen a character deliver lines like that before or do a thing like that. And I like that from him. It's the argument we made before that no one, I think, writes Doctor Who better than Moffat. And I think it's still the case. I think that Moffat just knows how to write the Doctor like anyone else I've seen. So like for the character moments and the emotion between him and Anita, I really liked it. I will agree, I think the plot was a bit thin, and I'm kind of with you. Act 3 could have done with a bit of tightening up. I think there's not quite enough dialogue to explain why Joy is suddenly in control of the star and can send it off. Like, rewatched it, and she's kind of like, oh, because I've watched it twice. I've just watched it again now, and then watched it on Christmas Day, obviously. And she kind of has a bit of dialogue where she's like, I'll make sure that you're safe. I wrote it down. Where was it? It's okay, don't worry. We're going to be fine. We can do this. I want you to live. And, like, Ncuti makes a comment a little bit before saying that the briefcase like just kind of hijacks people as it's going along in those like 60 million years. So I guess it just reconnects with her and she goes, oh, I'm going to try and save you. But I don't think that's explained well enough. So I'm kind of with you on that. I think it's a bit thin at the end.
think maybe I would have appreciated a scene because there is a certain beauty in the character called Joy who is putting on this brave face, putting on this brave smile, but is this deeply lonely person since her mother left. I think that's really good. And they could have explored that a lot more, and then she could have like made the ultimate sacrifice at the end, or it looked like we do a typical, the doctor was about to, be like, I'll sacrifice myself and become the star, and then she does, or something like that. I just feel like there was a scene missing in which, we see how that decision came to be for Joy.
Yeah. I agree.
And I don't know. There was just something missing, but I think you and I absolutely can agree. The surprise standout from this episode was Anita.
Yeah.
And that like, I've seen a lot of people saying online that, and I agree with this, I probably would have appreciated just an hour-long version of that year that Ncuti had to stay. Like, I think there's a really good version of this story where I don't know what the conflict is, but we have Ncuti that works at a hotel for a year. I think that would have been great.
Which, as people have already pointed out, in a few years' time, Nicholas Briggs and Big Finish are going to be rubbing their hands. Like, that's the kind of thing we wait for. We love a good little time gap where we can insert our stories. So they can either do like a 15 and Anita thing, or do 15 Stuck on Earth in a John Pertwee style thing. They could do whatever they wanted with that. There's some good options. There's some good options there, definitely. So yeah, like the character beats were amazing. I think had the character stuff not been as strong as it was, and some of the things that Moffat had done, I mean, there's the whole COVID thing we can talk about. I love how that was done. Very kind of, I like that they've referenced it and talked about it, but they also didn't say the word COVID, or didn't use like the term the Conservative Party, when there was some very obvious comments about how that party handled it, which Moffat, love you for that. Fantastic. But I think because of how well that stuff is done, the fact that the plot's a little thinner, especially towards the end, hasn't knocked it down much for me. I think the character moments and the way that people are written are so good that I kind of don't care as much, and that's why it's got a high score, whereas normally I'd wait up. But I was thinking in my head, like, where does it rank among the other Ncuti episodes? And it's probably right next to like Boom and Rogue is like my favorites of the era. It's up there.
Gosh.
I really, really liked it.
So, wow.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Well, we did it.
There you go. Thanks for listening, everyone. Thanks for listening. Oh god, I've got quite a few notes, like I said, to go through. I'll have to pick some bits out because I don't think we can go through the whole thing. Shall we just give you a couple of highlights?
Oh, please, I want to know your. I've only seen this the once, and it was like after midnight, basically. So
yeah.
I haven't given it another watch to kind of let my head kind of mull over it a bit more.
Okay,
so
let's just pick out a few things. I'll kind of rush through them. If there's something you want to pick up on, let me know. But obviously, we want to get to calls, and I know you have things to do, sir. I can't hold you up forever. This man's popular. Okay, this man's popular. Okay.
I know about popular.
I was thinking more like The Weeknd, but that's fine. Really love how the episode opens, that we see a bit of Ncuti in action with the toasty and the latte, and then it goes back and explains how he got there. I kind of like some of that jumbled up timeline stuff. It works sometimes. Love the episodes. Love that. The single room joke between Joy and Anita.
Hilarious.
Love that. Is it obvious? Great stuff. Again, I like to say the coffee. Who takes a coffee to the loo, and then that realizing of the habit of letting Ruby go and then not being over that. I really liked that. The what did I see? Grabbing the Sonic the coat. Loved that. Well, I love that we have a new thing for.
I didn't love that at all.
Oh, okay. Why?
Strange. Because they clearly show the briefcase man with the handcuff at the start, and he goes, "Oh, what did I miss? What did I miss?"
Well, no, he says, "What did I see?" He says, "What did I see?"
Anyway, what did it? I was expecting some kind of Sherlock style. Oh, it wasn't just that. There was like a million other things, but it's like, oh no, it's the thing that we all saw at the start was the sus thing.
That's fair. Yeah, I think I just kind of took it as he's kind of noticed that, but he's also kind of not thinking straight about it. But we've also noticed something's weird there. And then like a few minutes pass, and they suddenly like, my brain's catching up now. There's something there. Coat's on, Sonic's on. Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
Which
I get it. But I think I was just expecting like an extra layer to it.
Might I suggest you watch a program called Sherlock, starring Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman? That one I think would be perfect for you.
Oh, okay. What's it on?
But no, I get you. I definitely get you. We're going to have no complaints about Ncuti crying. Just putting a rule in there, because he cried, and I was like, people are going to be annoyed about that. Haven't seen many comments about it, which is good, but he cried twice during this episode. So
I think that there were. I'm curious when we get there in your notes. What did you think of the Silurian death scene?
I was gonna say that's right next to it. I loved that. I really, really liked that. I liked that he tried to like talk a bit about his species. Also explained why a Silurian was in the Time Hotel, but also just like like fight for those people and like the fact that people were welcoming, especially in the future and all that, and trying to keep them around and it not working. I think it was really well written, and especially like the way it was structured with him saying stick around for those guys. And he was like, it was so. I think he says it was so exciting or something, and he says that after he said don't go, and it's like, when they say that extra line that almost like solidifies they're gonna die, you're like, oh, he's not gonna save him, he's gonna die here, and then he like obviously fades away. I think that was really well paced and written. I really liked that personally. I thought it was really strong.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sure.
This is my bestie, Stephen Moffat. I met him for like 2 seconds, and now we're besties. So
Yeah,
I think
no,
he
you
did
guys
this
go way
perfect.
back.
No, genuinely. Loved the Bootstrap Paradox connection. I still love that it's just like Before the Flood, where like they go, oh, the code makes where I got the code from makes no sense, but neither does the universe existing, and we never really talk about that. I just kind of liked that attitude towards it. It's like, yeah, you don't need to explain it.
I thought that might be the case. I had a feeling that they were not going, like they weren't going to address where the code came from. They're like, yeah, well, it's just it just kind of rocked up.
Yep. Some great personality moments from 15 in the hotel year. That's what I was saying, and good for his character. Like him giving the family the diet and be like, this is what the psychic paper's picking up. You clearly want jelly and biscuits. Don't question your own internal feelings. If you're questioning it, maybe you need to ask yourself, kind of thing. Like, he didn't say that, but everything he said was like, the paper said you want jelly and biscuits. I'm saying nothing else. Walks off. Like, love that. Like him making the microwave big on the inside. There were 3 different microwave mentions in this episode. I don't know whether Moffat was just hungry when he was writing. But there was the thing about the food being brought like 30 minutes in the past, like Joel Fry's character, Trev, was like, oh, it's been microwave, well, you can't expect miracles. Then he makes the microwave bigger on the inside in the hotel, and then also says that he's microwave a star with the Villangar briefcase.
Yeah.
I think he was just hungry. Dalek plunger, where he was like, is this armed? Loved that. It was like, that's like the first kind of Dalek hint we've had from Ncuti, so that's cool. We can maybe answer that in the bingo grid in a minute. And also, personal favourite, we've had the argument, I think, was it in The Doctor's Wife? It was in, or maybe it was, I think it might have been Doctor's Wife, but it was that argument about the TARDIS doesn't take you where you want to go, it takes you where you need to go. And I love that's reference with the sat-nav. He fixes Anita's car, makes it blue, and that she's like, the sat-nav isn't taking me where I want to go. He's like, no, but it's taking you where you need to go. And I literally could say it as he was saying it. I thought, that's beautiful. I loved that.
Oh, that's good stuff.
He said loads of TARDISes online. Just Etsy reference, I feel like, and it's true. Really, really loved that.
Sure.
Honeymoon suite joke. Don't you hate waiting? Yes. That had me creasing laughing. Thought that was fantastic. Also, him saying to Anita, everyone who knows you is so lucky. Can that just be a sentence people say more to other people?
I'm lucky to know you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what you don't see is off camera is actually a gun to his head that you can't quite see in shot when he said that. Where's mine? There you go. I'm gonna pass this through to the camera. There you go, Chris. Oh. No. Anything else? Oh, there I've got a lot of microwave references. I didn't fully hook onto the hotel room says a lot about you thing, because often you book a hotel but you get given the room by the hotel. But I liked the idea that, like he said, your house is a disguise based on what you put in there, whereas a hotel's a more stripped back version of you. I kind of see what he was going for. Didn't love that in particular. Don't know how you felt about that.
Let's boil it down to the Doctor just trying to be mean and making up strange arguments.
Yeah, who at one point calls Joy, and I quote, a sad sack human train wreck.
Yeah.
Which is basically just Doctor Who's version of that one Come Dine With Me clip from like 2008 where the guy's like, dear Lord, what a sad little life, Jane. Which is just like, did not expect that. Loved that. The COVID stuff, I mentioned that already, but there was a funny point about that, which I did actually see on Twitter, which is now that they've canonized COVID and dated it as happening in 2020, like in the real world, when Jodie says to the fam in series 12, I think it's after Praxius, she goes, I'll drop you back in 2020. Like, when everyone was watching that, we were like, oh, is that good? Now COVID's canonized in that year. That line comes off as a threat rather than a, I'm going to do this for you. It's like, do you know what? You've annoyed me. I'm putting you in the middle of COVID. Like, it just...
Jodie absolutely hated the fam.
Yeah, she actually secretly hated all of them and just went, that's it. Anything else? Loved that that we had a new swearing allegory or whatever you would say of saying what the French or oh French.
Yeah, that's fun.
Probably going to use that myself now. If the suitcase was hijacking anything in between the dinosaur and being in that shrine, why wasn't it attached to something when we found it? Is a question that I popped in the notes. Just wondering about that.
I got no idea.
No, neither do I.
No
Love the
idea.
visuals of the dinosaur though. Dinosaur looked gorgeous, and I love what
Yeah,
it
it
looked
looked
with the eyes.
nice.
That was really cool. Yeah, I've said about the runaway bride bit. It's not a bad thing that there's a bit of a similarity there between you need to find someone because the consequences, the context is very different. Like that Anita got to be in the time hotel probably means we won't see her again, which is ironic because they probably didn't expect everyone to love Anita as much as we do, and that's that. And then final thing, I've got one more point I want to make at the end that I want to get your thoughts on. But also got a Smith & Jones reference because the mum dies in the Royal Hope Hospital, which is the hospital that Martha Jones worked in.
Oh, okay.
I only realised that on the rewatch. I was like, wait, Royal Hope, isn't that where Martha works? Googled it, and it was like, was filmed in this hospital, which stood as the set for the fictional Royal Hope Hospital in Doctor Who. And I was like, great.
Wow. Okay. Well, there we go.
So,
there we go. Great
obviously, we've got
notes.
to take callers, but I want your thoughts on something, Crispy, that's kind of bubbling in my head, and I've just put something out about this, and I'm really intrigued to see your thoughts. As we've said, the opinion online hasn't been super positive for this episode. There are a lot of people who are like, it's fine.
Oh, really?
But there's quite a few who really don't like it. You know, like there's been quite a few quite bad reviews, or like saying it's very like I'm not seeing a lot of people say it was really good. Like my score feels like an outlier, personally.
I think it is.
I wonder, do you think that because the finale of season 1 with Empire of Death not being the best received for different reasons we talked about, do you think that that's kind of put a bit of a dampener on this new era of Doctor Who, where it's kind of proven to viewers that, you know, even with Disney money, it's never going to be perfect, and now people are a bit more critical going into things? Because the holes people are poking this episode, I don't feel like are as big of problems as people are making them out to be. Like, one, and Mr. Titus is a friend of this channel, so I mean nothing rude to him for this, but he put a tweet out that got a bit of flame where he was saying that he thought it was a bit stupid that supposedly Joy killed her mum in the hospital bed. Like, because, like, she pulls her from the start, but I didn't read it like that, and I don't feel like everyone else did. It was more that the mum happened to die on that day. Joy had already said she died on that day, and Joy just came and got her at that time. It feels like there's, like, more critical lens to be... And again, I don't... Like, Mr. Titus, if you're watching this, it's not against you. I'm using this as an example. Please don't hate me. I'm wondering if people are more critical at these points because now we've seen...
No.
It can't be perfect. What do you think about that?
Well, in regards to that scene, I think I only kind of read it like that after the episode. In the episode itself, I was like, oh, that's a bit odd. But I think, yeah, maybe they could have had a scene with a doctor being like, oh, no, she's passed. And then she kind of goes into the star if we wanted absolute clarity on that. But I think, look, I think people have been critical about Doctor Who since 2010.
1963.
Yeah, since 1963. You know, the show should have been cancelled after one season. So I think, yeah, for me, it was a bit of a reality check when Space Babies came along, and I was like, oh, the show will not be perfect when Disney comes along. That's a shame. But maybe I don't know. Season 2 looks freaking fantastic, so I hope that proves everyone wrong, and they're like, oh, you know what, we actually can make a banger season. But sure, maybe there's an argument that could be made that people are going in with a bit more critical, a bit more harsh than they would be after season 1. But I mean, I don't think the episode is perfect, and I think a lot of criticism is valid.
That's fair. I think it also ties though to the fact that not all people are excited as well. Like post Empire of Death, post Space Babies, people are not as hooked in the series as maybe they thought they would be. I know you've said that yourself. People weren't as excited for the Christmas special, and so when there are holes, people will poke them a little bit harder and go, "This is really stupid," kind of thing. Maybe, you know what I mean? I wonder.
Yeah.
Because I think the reason I'm saying that is because this is going to be very brief, and then we're going to get into Cole's Promise. I'm kind of seeing in this how I felt towards Payday 3 at the start of the year. For the outside viewer's perspective, a quick 30-second thing. Payday 3 came out last year, wasn't well received. No one's really playing it at the minute. So the developers went, okay, we're going to spend a year trying to fix the game. They set out this great big plan, start of the year. Didn't really do any of it until about June-ish. And the only exception was they put one update out about Easter time. And the highlight of it was that you could unready before you go into a heist. Not a big feature, but they touted it like this big thing. And I think it created that kind of negative atmosphere. It was like, they've really hyped this up, and it's not turned out the way they've promised so far. it's not really exciting. And I know for myself, I was quite negative about a lot of what was happening at the time. You can go see my videos and see that argument. And I came out of it at the end and went, oh yeah, we were all kind of in a bad mindset. Now I'm just going to try and be objective again. And I feel like there's something similar here, where we've seen Empire of Death, this big finale. Russell promised it was going to be amazing. It wasn't amazing. And now we're like, kind of in that phase where we're like, this isn't as good as we thought it would be. Let's poke holes in things, you know? I don't know. That's why I'm seeing it. Maybe I'm talking rubbish, but I'm trying to be smart. I'm trying to use that English literature GCSE.
I can see the logic. I can see the logic.
There you go.
I understand. I understand what you're trying to say.
Thank you. So, there you go. Yeah, the conclusion from RH in the chat says Rusty Davies needs to stop hyping. Yeah, fair enough.
He's a hype man. He's a hype man. Shut up.
Couple of donations just want to shout out in the super chat. We got a 79p from JJ Thompson. Thank you very, very much. And Dr. Hoovian just dropped $5 Australian. Those critics would have hated the Christmas invasion. Just let yourself enjoy Christmas specials. Flimsy plot points.
It's a good point. It's a great point.
But there's one thing they have to make sure they don't do with Doctor Who Christmas specials.
What?
Don't waste Bill Bailey.
Oh, you don't waste
Bill Bailey. Don't. Which, by the way, this is a dramatic point for context. My mum said this to me. She was like, "I think you value Bill Bailey a bit too much." I was like, "No, honestly, at this point, it's like just partially sarcasm. It is partially sarcasm, but it's just funny. It's just funny." So, should we take some callers, Crispy, and see what our audience think?
Yeah, please.
Let's do it.
When are we doing bingo? I'm curious to see if we won, or is that the
Do you want to do the bingo now, or do you want to do callers now?
Nah, do callers.
Let's do a few callers. We'll do bingo, and then we'll go Patreon mode. That sound good to you, buddy?
Oh, mate, that sounds like a Christmas miracle.
Fantastic. Well, you can see the names. Can you see the names very well, or you just let me pick?
I can see the names.
Okay, so we start with Dr. Hoovian's the first call off the list, so anyone above him is valid here.
Okay. Well, I mean, Dr. Hoovian did just donate. Let's hear from Doctor Who.
Okay, Dr. Hoovian, one of our patrons, he called in with just an episode review, so this is his call for the week. Let's see what he's got for the month, week, whatever. What's Dr. Hoovian think of the episode?
G'day, boys. The Christmas special is here, and what a joy. It was just such a delight. So much fun. It got a bit nonsense with the star stuff, especially at the end there, but I just want to appreciate how nice it is to have new episodes again. You know, you guys were a podcast for a long time when there were no episodes, and it's just so nice to be able to talk about new episodes. That's all from me.
Thank you very much, Hoovian. Yeah, it's a point I made before, but we did well, going as long as we did with very little episodes.
So bizarre.
We picked, the very singular worst window of Doctor Who to start doing a podcast, which is just hilarious.
Then we did it.
We did it. I'm proud of us. But this is the end of the podcast. We appreciate all of your support. No, I've got to stop making that joke, because one of these days people will think it's real. But thank you, Dr. Hoovian. Thank you very much. Let's see what...
we've got another donation.
Have we got another donation? Have we?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Timothy Krellick with the $5 US. I nearly went Aussie dollars. I don't know why. What did Timothy say? Oh, Crispy, you read this one out.
Something I did love from beginning to end was Ncuti as the Doctor. Yeah, Ncuti kind of crushed it.
What did I say? Episode. I think possibly the best he's been. Or at least...
Yeah.
Or at least, if you were to pick out character moments or lines, at least for me, I'd pick the most out from this episode. You got the bit with the mugs, putting the coat on, what did I say? Also, kind of like that little offhanded comment with the woman on the train, being like, don't, like, whoever said, the guy who sent you this, his sentence structure is awful. I wrote it. Oh, we'll send it to him, to her. Glad I could help. Like that was really, the bouncing there was so good. I really, really loved that.
No, Shooty's fantastic.
It's definitely. Also, I've noticed his salute. He's doing a few of those salutes. Kind of feels like a little bit like his kind of take on like a 10th Doctor salute, because he used to do that with the two fingers. But
a motif.
Shooty's kind of got it, but almost with more charisma now. Like he kind of goes like that, like up in the air.
Is the Doctor with more charisma?
Yeah, because David was kind of like or a little like that, where she's like what, and I love it. I love that.
No, that's nice.
He's got energy.
It was nice seeing Shooty's Doctor. That's a good point to just kind of expand on for a second, because. I miss Shooty's Doctor, which I wasn't expecting. I genuinely, I was like, oh, it's good to see the Doctor back, not just the show that I enjoy very much, but seeing the Doctor back again was nice.
He's fab. He's really, like I said to you, like another season or two, and I think he's going to really contend to be up there with my faves. He's absolutely fantastic. I love what we have with him so far.
Let's hope he gets another season or two. We'll see.
Oh, come on, mate. Well, whether it's with Disney or not, he'll get another couple. I know that much. Like, definitely.
Maybe.
And I find it so funny, like, I've watched most of Unleashed, and they said in that they filmed this episode before his first Christmas special had even come out. That's got to be jarring.
Wait, what? Oh, right.
Yeah, they
before-
filmed this around about October 2023. So, actually, based on
Alright.
that, the 60th hadn't even properly begun at that point, which makes me feel old just thinking about that, because the 60th feels like years away now.
Oh, that's so bizarre.
Yeah, that's really weird. That is weird. Do you know what isn't weird, though? How many callers we've got.
All right, let's go.
Let's go with
do it.
Vincent, one of our favourites. Well, or at least one of
Oh,
our most common ones.
Vincent,
Is he in Hungary
hello.
this time, or is he in a different location? Who knows? But his name says Vincent Merry Christmas, which is nice. Vincent, what did you think of Joy to the World?
Hey guys, Vincent here from the chat. I'm right there. Yeah, look at it. So my thoughts on Joy to the World. I think it was an enjoyable episode, not amazing, but enjoyable. I really like that they used the three places, the train, the hotel, and the mountain at the beginning of the episode and then the end of the episode. I really like Joy's confession, how her mom died, but it was weird that the doctor said to Anita that he never lived a life like that, one day at a time, because, yeah, you did. 11 at Translator, 12 at university, 13 in space prison, 14 with the whole Nobel family. It was the whole point that he settled down, and then he doesn't. But then again, it's weird. But it was a great episode. Not amazing, but it's good. Thank you, bye.
Not to be a pessimist, not to be picky. I think what he actually said was he doesn't really live like that, not that he'd never live like that. Am I wrong, or...?
I can't quote the episode.
Also,
just
Vincent,
yet,
where did you say you were from? What was that?
Yeah, where are you?
Where are you
What
from?
doing?
Where are you from this week? I don't know what you said there, fella. But no, I liked some really good stuff there. Good use of the locations, everything. I fully agree. Really, really, really good. And I did kind of like that. That was one thing actually I must have missed out in my notes when I was scrolling through. That I was thinking of that moment in Vincent the Doctor where 11 at one point says, "Is this how time normally passes?" Really slowly in the right order, like being kind of bored. And I kind of like I could read between the lines at the very least. And the way 15 was saying, like, you know, spending this year was actually amazing, but it was because of you. The idea that, you know, living day to day can be boring, but if you've got the right people around you, it can be something really special. I liked that, you know?
That's beautiful.
Although that insinuates, therefore, that 11 didn't think Amy was good company, which is not what I mean, so let's not overanalyze that point too much.
Everyone in the chat is saying Vincent said, "Oh, it's Vincent from the chat," and then Vincent appeared in the chat.
Oh.
It was a big reveal.
That's clever.
And we were fools, Troy.
You're smarter than
We
I
were
am. I'll give you that.
fools.
You're smarter than I am. You are smarter
Yeah.
than I am. Let's have one of our OG callers in. What's Dr. Master think of Joy to the World? Should we find out?
Oh, hello, Dr. Master.
Absolutely no idea. I was way too comatose from all the stuff that I eat at Christmas and just everything to do with Christmas that I was just like, I don't really know what's going on. And I don't know if that's because of the episode or if that's because of me, but it was so fast paced and it was just like, I feel like I was like watching it but not taking it in, or like nothing actually happened. And then also Joy, I feel like we didn't really know much about her. It was very much that we were told about her. So yeah, Merry Christmas, guys. I probably need to rewatch it.
Merry Christmas to you as well. I think Dr. Master and I definitely need to rewatch it. But I will say, I mean, you bring up the pacing of the episode. I was really enjoying the pacing at the start, and then we did the unconventional thing of slowing the episode right down. And I think to its benefit, I'm like a sucker. We've talked about this on the podcast before, but I'm a sucker for the slower moments. So as soon as Ncuti was like, you know what, have a seat, I was like, oh, we're getting to the good stuff now. But it was unconventional. It kind of does disrupt the pace of it, and then the third act is just way too quick. But yeah, so it's a bit disjointed, but still a fun episode. Is my 2 cents.
Okay. Oh, she has put in the chat that she has rewatched and opinions have changed. Well, feel free to let us know what new opinions are.
Ooh.
And then you can
Ooh, yeah,
completely
please.
invalidate the last 2 minutes of discussion. Feel free. What have you got in the chat? Anyone else been saying anyone saying anything in the chat? What people talking about?
Everyone's been saying, "Gosh, what a beautiful podcast! That's the best podcast ever. You guys are so good. Anyone that's not subscribed to this podcast is silly."
I agree, and you should check out Patreon, patreon.com/ZDW. I like that. Like 5 million people in the chat said that too.
Yeah, it's crazy. Wow, everyone's saying the same thing.
But just out of context, my favorite message right now is just Mr. Scarlo saying fridge. Why is he saying fridge? Don't know. But I like that. I agree. Fridge. Yeah. I think I might go to the fridge after this and get something to eat. Who knows?
Yeah, Sam,
Crispy,
I'm
any names
starving.
catch your eye? Anyone else you want to hear from?
Yeah, Mateo.
Mateo. Let's see what he's got to say. Oh, I've made that joke before. Don't care. Still
really
funny in
have.
my eyes.
Hey, I like the episode a lot. I really like the one year where the doctor was kind of just chilling in the hotel.
Yes.
I kind of wish that was the whole episode, though. Like those two together. I like the doctor, and I think her name was Anita. Very good pair. Joy was good too. She was fine, but Anita's top tier. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, if we were doing a tier list of this episode, Anita is in the S tier. The GOAT, if you will.
You scared me for a second there because I looked away and looked back and suddenly I sat up and it was like your entire backdrop had just changed.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I probably should have done this from the start, but that's okay.
Nah, lie back,
I'm
man. Have a
very
nice
relaxed.
time. Just have a chill. You know, this is
I
your.
will.
I said to Crispy, I'd set everything up. He just had to join and chat. You put your feet up. You chill, man.
This
You've
is
earned
a
it.
much better frame.
Okay.
That's
Well,
fine.
well, yeah. Nice painting behind as well. I like that. That looks cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I did that yesterday.
Oh, you're so artsy. You did not paint that this morning.
What's that from?
Staged.
Oh, okay, very good.
You know, he draws the pineapple and Michael Sheen draws the big beach. No,
I don't care.
I
don't
love
care for
Stage.
that.
Stage was great. Okay, one more caller, and then I think it's time for a regular feature, Crispy. Who do you want to call in? We might pick out more later, but we've got to do bingo.
Oh gosh. Can you scroll to the top for me?
The top, yes.
Who called in? Someone called in. Yeah, there we go. Oh, we got JJ. Do Torchwood 5.
Torchwood 5, okay.
Hi, so I'm recording this while watching your live stream right now. The episode was fine. As for a Moffat episode, I was expecting more, because for me, after the dinosaur ate the suitcase, it became a bit confusing, like Doctor was speaking about the plot a lot, and everything later felt very convenient, but overall, it was nice.
You're saying you expected more from Moffat, although you said that partway through the plot it got very confusing. Sounds perfect for Moffat to me. Sounds perfect to me.
It's kind of Moffat's thing.
Yeah.
It is. I find it funny that we've had 2 episodes of Moffat in RTD2, and they're 2 different sides of the same coin. Like when it comes to Moffat's, right? We have Moffat doing quite a literal, grounded, dialogue-heavy story in Boom, and then we get the bombastic, timey-wimey, nonsense stuff where the third act doesn't really work for Joy to the World. Moffat's back in full force.
We missed you, Moffat. We missed you.
Oh, I do miss Moffat. It was weird because this episode feels like it's straight out of 2011, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, big 2011 vibes for me.
I just love, like I said earlier, like I don't think there's a better person who's written to write Doctor Who than Moffat, and like definitely agree with the argument that we need like more fresh blood in the show. I fully agree with that. But if Russell was to say, right, 1 episode a year, Moffat's writing it, I'd have no issues with it. I like how he writes Doctor Who, and I wouldn't like it to ever actually end. Even though I feel like we all kind of assumed it had ended once Chibnall took over. Now that it hasn't, I'm like, I don't want it to end. You know?
Yeah. No.
I want Moffat to write Doctor Who once a year for the next 50 million years.
Let's keep going.
And, I think we'll all live as long as he writes Doctor Who. So, Moffat, live another 500 years, and we'll all be very happy.
Please.
Thank you very much. It's all on you now. It's all on you, Moffat. And just because I like it when people, someone asks nicely, and as an old-time listener, Mr. Scarlo said he listened to my call as well. So, do you know what? Let's oblige him, shall we?
Mr. Scarlo.
What's Mr. Scarlo think about the episode?
Just want to say quickly, I'm 23 today. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, yeah. But Joy to the World, fun. Nicola Coughlin's Joy was underused as hell. That first act was really solid. The second act was pretty good with that 15 and Anita stuff. Loved that. The final act was fumbled. Moffat was better with Boom, and Church on Ruby Road was a better special. But also that teaser looks banging. Belinda will be better than Ruby. Just saying.
Ooh,
so are we going to talk about the teaser next year or something? Like, what are we doing about that? Because that was a question I was going to have for you.
What do you mean?
Like, how much are we going to talk about the season 2 teaser? Are we leaving that for a future episode?
No. We should definitely touch on it. But first of all, hang on, stay there.
Oh. Well, while Crispy does whatever it is he's doing.
23rd birthday. Mr. Scarlo, happy 23rd birthday.
Happy birthday, Mr. Scarlo. Yep. I've also...
You have a choice of Christmas present. You can either have this.
Oh.
Or this.
Oh.
Or this.
Ooh.
Or this.
Whoa.
Or this.
What? I can't get any higher than that.
Or this.
Very cool.
Or this.
I'm not going to make any more noises. That's a lot of DVDs, fella. My goodness.
Or this. Or this. Or this. Or this. There we go. We did it.
Wow.
So my cousin's husband was like, "Oh yeah, I watched I saw that you were watching a lot of the classic stuff. I have a massive just container in the shed of old Doctor Who episodes that I've got on DVD if you want to see." And I was like, "Oh, can I borrow a few?" He's like, "Yeah." So I've got that. So next year's crispy content is going to be flippin' wild.
Wow.
Anyway, and Mr. Scarlet, one of those is yours. You can take your pick.
There you go. Happy birthday,
Troy,
Mr. Scarlet. He said the Green Death, please.
Oh, no worries. Coming right
Vincent said that's 18 DVDs. It should be 17 then. Should be 17. SMH. Right, for the audio listeners, people listening when this episode goes out on New Year's Eve, by the way. We're a little bit ahead of the game here. But I've just put a poll out on YouTube, and therefore live viewers, if you haven't yet caught it, refresh the stream if you can't see it. But I've put a poll out, so hang on. There's a thing I have to do.
Troy's put his poll out.
There's a thing we got to do. It's poll time. Just to ask you the question for the time being. So people in the chat vote, and we will look at the answer a few minutes, I guess. Purely asking which Christmas special you prefer for Ncuti Gatwa, either The Church on Ruby Road or Joy to the World. Crispy, I'm going to count you down with 3, 2, 1, go, and you're going to give me your answer. 3, 2, 1, go.
Church on Ruby Road.
Interesting. I think I'm going to be in a minority in saying I prefer Joy to the World.
Yeah.
Well, I will say it's a close call because I really like The Church on Ruby Road. I really like that special, but I think just from getting more of 15, I think, and what he can do, I think in this episode, because he's like, again, it's part of that thing we said with Doctors before, where the longer they're in there, the more they've hit their stride, and I think the writing really works well with that. And some of the moments he had, I really loved in this episode, and that makes it push a bit more for me personally.
Yeah, no, that's
although I wouldn't mind him singing again. Wouldn't have minded that. He's got a decent voice, you know.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have minded it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have minded it.
That's
But we'll see
true.
what the poll says.
That is true.
We'll let it roll. But while people are voting in the poll, it's time for another regular feature, Crispy.
Oh, say it ain't so.
Bingo! Bingo! What? Bingo! What? 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 Bingo! What? What? What?
Oh, he's hitting us with them Eggman robot moves.
What?
Wow. How much fun can we have?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to play some bingo. Although, I'm gonna be honest with you, there's not loads to do with this one, unfortunately, because as you may have seen in last week's episode of Who's Our Doctor Who podcast, which if you haven't watched it, please do go watch it, you will see that we made a bingo card based on our predictions and some random Hail Mary guesses, as well as a lot of yours. A lot of the call ones made it into this bingo card in particular, where we asked you what you thought would happen, would like to happen, or, as I've said, just random jokey guesses as a couple are in here. And obviously the goal is to try and get bingo by getting a full row or full column ticked off based on what happens in the episode. And I have looked at this, Crispy, and we haven't got too many to tick off, unfortunately. But let's go through it. Should we go through it,
Troy,
Sam?
you need to have a look at the chat. Chippy Gaming has commented, and they have like 1 million subscribers. So.
Hello? Do they really? Hello?
Yeah.
Wow. We have
Hello,
big
Chippy
YouTuber
Gaming.
in our
Thank you for
chat.
stopping by.
You tell me there's people bigger than me? SM8, no. Let's see. Oh wow, hello Chippy Gaming. I'm just having a look now purely out of interest. You're not
Terraria
kidding.
is
Oh,
my
that's his voice. There we go in the background. Cut that out very briefly. 1.3 million subscribers. Wow, we're popular. We're popular. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Oh, Chippy's been watching us for ages.
I appreciate the support, man.
That. That's
Appreciate it very
amazing.
much. Thank you. You said didn't love Joy to the World, but like 80% of it was really solid. Feels like that's the common theory at the minute. Like that's the consensus
Yeah,
on the
I think
calls.
that's
Like
fair.
80% of the episode was really good. That's cool. I was a Terraria YouTuber. Cool. I should play more Terraria. A couple of other donations as well. We should probably just
Oh,
look
wow.
at.
God, the
Timothy
chat is popping
Kralik,
off.
another one. Kralik, it might be. I might have said that wrong. This just struck me. I wonder if the Doctor and Anita stuff was a nod to Stranded from the Big Finish audios. Oh, like the 8th Doctor series? I haven't heard it, so I don't know.
Oh, I haven't heard it, and
Oh,
I
I
don't know either.
see.
But that is fun. I've heard of Stranded. I think.
Yeah. That is pretty good. And also, William Trimble with the £2 saying, meh episode, but I'm glad Wallace and Gromit saved Crimbo.
Yeah, fair enough.
They got their vengeance most foul on Doctor Who. So,
Ain't that
Crispy,
the truth?
let's have a little look over
Yeah,
this.
mate.
Now, I can't find my previous bingo card from season 1 where I had the crosses, so I've got to generate these again very quickly. So while I'm doing that, and I'm making an X that I can paste over the boxes, can you please have a little look over and just tell the lovely viewers if you can spot something we can cross off?
The 15th Doctor was, in fact, in this episode.
No, he wasn't. You're lying to me. No way.
No, I saw it with my own 2 eyes.
You're lying. No, you know what, Crispy? You know, I know it's Christmas and we're all being festive spirit and everything, but there's one thing I don't like. It's liars. So you need to apologize right now.
Oh, sorry, everyone. What else have we got? We got a few things on there, I think.
There we go. That is working now. Cool. So in theory, I should be able to just do that. And has that updated? Yes, it has. Fantastic. Okay, cool. So what else can we tick off, Crispy?
We have Ruby appears.
Yeah, because you said she wouldn't, and as soon as she did, I was like, I was right!
Yeah, you were right. You were absolutely
for like
right.
2 seconds, and for a cameo, it almost felt kind of pointless, if I'm honest.
I mean, yeah.
Didn't really do much, did
I was
it?
expecting a bit more, probably.
Yeah, but it was there. I'm also going to veto, I think, even though it was a plunger and it was a joke, just because it's really funny, and as I said already, we weren't going to get a Dalek showing up in the episode, but I want to kind of count the is this armed plunger joke as a Dalek cameo. Can you let me have that crossed off, please, sir?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Look at that. Look at Crispy and his Christmas spirit. His Christmas spirit, you might say.
Thank you very much. I don't think we got very much. There was a Mummy on the Orient Express reference because the lady was reading that on the train.
Was she?
Yeah.
Ah, nice. Was it say Mummy on the Orient Express?
Oh, no. Wait, what's it called? Murder. Sorry.
Wait. You know what? There's going to be a few little discrepancies we're going to have here. So you know what? I'll allow it.
I truly don't think we got very many of these at all.
One more we can do, because he made a bit of a joke out of it in the last episode. The briefcase was, in fact, dangerous.
Very dangerous.
It was extremely dangerous. So let's save that. And also, even though it wasn't a new product, one we did get was a prop placed purely for purchasing. A lot of alliteration there. And purely because when Ncuti was putting on his coat and grabbing the Sonic, there was very much, it kind of felt like one of those ads from like 2008, where it was like, new from Doctor Who, grab the 10th Doctor's Sonic screwdriver. And it was just like a Sonic screwdriver on the TARDIS, very clearly the pink one, zoomed in, grabs it. It felt very much like an ad taken from like the early noughties, and I kind of loved it for that.
The fact that it wasn't the normal blue one, I will allow that.
There you go. And it made my mum look at me and go, you need to get that Sonic screwdriver, which I don't appreciate because I haven't got the money, but I'll end up buying it. I told you I would anyway, but I really don't like that it was £40. Anyway, so anything else in here? What else have we got?
So, yeah, we should explain to everyone, we didn't get a Season 2 release date. I don't think they said Doctor Who in it. A previous Doctor didn't rock up. There weren't any like Christmas decorations in the TARDIS. I love the look of the hotel, by the way, with that Christmas tree. That was beautiful. Dinosaur dying by Villengard? Dinosaurs?
Which he didn't, because they said that the dinosaur either threw up the briefcase or it was flushed away, to put it bluntly, or madly.
Oh, well, there we go. We didn't get a browser history joke. Joy was
I'm
never
surprised by the way. No browser history joke. I couldn't believe that. I figured we'd get one by this point.
We didn't get a festive theme song. Was there a new Sonic Screwdriver function? We had the hologram.
Actually, yeah. Oh, good point. We hadn't seen that before, I don't think, had we?
No, I don't think so either. So let's go.
Let's go with it. If we're wrong, we're wrong. We're only big Doctor Who nerds. There's nothing more than that. I'll take
Apparently,
it.
I'm a bit quiet, Troy.
I did think you had gone slightly quiet. It might be the positioning. I don't know, but I actually can't turn you up on this end.
Oh, you can turn me up on any end, mate.
You can stop that right now. you can just stop that. You can chill out. Simmer down, baby. I will say the audio version will be cleared up, so if there are things you missed from Crispy, I will levelate him out, so there won't be any problems then. Apologies if it's a bit quiet. I literally all I can do is I can increase him by 0.7. That's it. Like that will make almost no difference, but he is now the highest he could possibly be.
Oh, amen. All right, let's have a look.
You need to go to sleep, and it's not even the night for you, mate. It's not even the night.
Yeah.
We did get a returning villain reference, though.
To whomst? Well,
during one of the chair nights, 15 referenced a weeping angel.
Oh, I missed that. There's so much stuff I missed, I feel.
Well, listen, mate. Listen.
What do you say about the weeping angel?
It was something about explaining, like, they can only move when you're not looking at them. He made some kind of... And she was like, that's ridiculous. He's like, no, I'm being serious.
Oh, well, there you go.
So there you go.
That's pretty cool.
Was there anything
Previous
else?
Christmas
The Doctor didn't
episode
reference his family. He referenced Ruby. That doesn't really count. Previous Christmas episode reference? Don't think there was. No. Doctor Widow and wardrobe style scenes, that's more like... What? Oh, like that's the ending scene where, like, Eleven goes to see Amy and Rory.
I truly thought we would get that with him visiting Ruby or something, but...
Derry Girls reference wasn't one. Mrs. Flood cameo, not counting it in the trailer. It wasn't in the episode.
No.
And I said I didn't think she would. But you know what? Sometimes my own genius, it's almost frightening, as that one Top Gear meme would go. Hungry Earth Cold Blood reference. Tempted to tick that off because it talked about him living like in caves, like underground. Yeah. So it's kind of like, could he have been from?
Sure. Let's give it to us.
There you go. So, all right, everyone, scratch your heads violently without losing any hair, ideally. Can you think of any point where the Doctor references family? Because somehow, surprisingly, if you can, we actually will get bingo. So I will take any loopholes y'all can give me right now. Anything at all.
If anyone in the chat can somehow justify the Doctor referencing his family, we will have bingo. Troy, it's not updated on the stream with the Hungry Earth.
Oh, that's weird. I thought I had just done it. That's odd. Hang on. Let's try that again. Save. How about now? Oh. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Joy refused to be a companion by dying. I mean, if you want, we could take that off, but that feels like a stretch even more than the Dalek cameo. I don't know about that.
That's awesome.
Think about Mum saving us even after death. Oh, actually, Sarah Glover's made a really good one. Never get used to them leaving his old companions, including Susan, who was a part of the Doctor's family. Do you know what?
Yeah,
I'll have it. That's fine. Well Ladies and gentlemen, would you believe it? I really didn't think we'd manage it, but through some very, very specific discrepancies, together, as a people, we have achieved...
Bingo!
Okay, I'm not playing the whole thing again, but you get the point. We did it. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. Look at that. Who would have thought?
It wasn't a stretch at all.
Not Vortex Alliance in the chat saying that doesn't count. See this look on my face? This is let us be happy. Thank you. You know what? Shadow has something to say about this this segment. Hang on. Wait. Got to get to the right one on the there we go. Here's what Shadow thinks about the bingo segment. So moving on, it's time to take our monthly Patreon callers, because we do this every month. We take some calls from people who support us at our highest tier over at patreon.com/whosedw. As you know, you can call in every week for free, but once a month we make it exclusive to patrons. This month is slightly different because there was a new episode. We let you all call in alongside, but we have got Patreon callers. So we're going to get some down, and then Crispy, if you have to dash, you have to dash. Maybe we can get more stuff in. We'll see. That sound good to you, buddy?
We're good.
We have only one discrepancy, and that's one person is requested for their call to be played last. So, you've got a choice, sir. Would you like to hear Grace's call first, or the Beast Boss's?
The boss of the Beast.
Let's hear what Beast Boss has got to say for the final call of 2024. Why isn't it playing?
Oh, what?
It's got confused.
Bingo!
Everything it's playing is bingo.
Hello,
Stop that.
Troy.
There we go. Let's try again.
Season's greetings, Mandem. Hold on to your door more, and I hope you've had a good 2024, because it's Beast Boss time. Boy, has 2024 been a year. We've had one of my favourite Doctor Who seasons ever. I met Tilly Steele twice, figured out I have big autism, and not to mention the pink, purple and blue flag. My main goals for 2025 are to start a Minecraft world that I fully intend to be playing on forever, see my friends again, / more often, and to figure out what on earth I'm doing with my life. That's sorted in order of how likely I am to get them done. Speaking of the podcast with a plan, for Troy and Crispy, what is your favourite moment of 2024 and what is your main goal for 2025? So while Troy talks about a synonym for mysterious, and Crispy cries because Conor McRae created chaos, a beautiful man called Council Curl will continue to say,
I'm reporting you to the caster!
A synonym for mysterious? What?
Never, ever change. Well, look, you are pondering.
What does he mean by a synonym for mysterious? That's that I'm going to talk about. I don't know.
I've got
Crispy,
no
what's your favourite moment of 2024? I actually don't know. I have to think about this for a minute.
From the podcast perspective?
I'm assuming he means for the whole year, but you could also give a podcast reference if you want to.
Oh, from the whole year? I very much enjoyed going to the movies with my girlfriend and watching Love and Monsters. That was a big highlight for me. And podcast-wise, I really enjoyed when we did all the reviews and we had all the guest YouTubers.
Shut up! That was my answer.
Well, anyway,
I like that we both said that because, like we said, we went so long without getting episodes. I really liked that we had to plan out doing the episode reviews, getting people on every week, and just that extra energy there and that organization. I loved it. It really was the podcast with the plan, and I think it worked. And we're gonna do it all over again next year, baby.
Oh yeah.
According to Russell, it'll be sooner than we think. So
yeah, we'll see. Didn't give us a date. But Troy, what was your favorite bit of the year?
I really, genuinely, I'm not even too sure. I'll rattle off a couple of things that I can think of. I got to meet lead singer Bastille, Dan, which I wanted to do for about 10 years. So that was really cool. Got a Polaroid with him, got that signed. Loved going to Venice with Mum. That was beautiful. One more thing. Spending time with my friends like Crispy Pro. I was actually going to say that and then he started pointing. So there you go. You can have that. You can have that. Okay, let's move on swiftly before his ego gets any bigger. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Beast Boss, for your call. Thank you for supporting us all year. We really appreciate you. And good luck for the new year. Same to the rest of you. And everyone watching who isn't a patron. But you get extra special wishes, pretend ones. Let's pretend you do, so that you subscribe to the Patreon. So yeah, make sure you become a patron and we'll give you extra special wishes that we definitely will. Give us money. Okay, Grace, what have you got to say?
Hello, Troy and Crispy. Hope you're both unwell. Ha! Hello, Troy and Crispy. Hope you are both well. After months of jokes and such, I'm really sick of this. Hello, Troy and Crispy. Hope you are both well. After months of jokes and such, I'm out of ideas. Nothing comes to mind for me. But I am hopeful that I can get out of this time. Hello, Troy and Crispy.
Yeah.
Hope you are both well. After months of jokes and such, I'm out of ideas. Nothing comes to mind for me. But I'm hopeful that this can change. How does the rest of it... Oh, right. Hello, Troy and Crispy. Hope you are both well. After months of jokes and such, I'm out of ideas. Nothing comes to mind for me. But I am hopeful that this can change. I can overcome this lack. I ask you have fun and listen to the other calls and enjoy haikus. Hello, Troy and Crispy. Damn it.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I feel like everyone's got a catchphrase in our patrons. Well, for Conor McRae, it's just like calling doctors and having Capaldi go, no! We got It's Beast Boss time. I mean, Grace, more and more, they just keep going, nothing comes to mind. I just feel like every time they say that, I just feel warm inside. You know, it's like a sense of familiarity that Grace has nothing in their mind. That sounds like an insult, and I didn't mean it to, but thank you very much, Grace. There you go.
Thank you.
The effort that goes into these is insane. Okay, so we finish with, as I've hinted at, Conor McRae, who sent me this privately via DM and said, I don't want the other patrons to hear it. I don't want Crispy to hear it. I don't want you to hear it. Just know that it's coming last. And he's also given me something he said he would like me to read at the end, which I realize you can see in the screen share, so obviously don't look.
Oh, gosh.
But yeah, so we're going to play his message, and then I'll read out what he sent afterwards. He said he wanted the thing to be read out afterwards. So, do you know what? This man, this is not to oversell him or undersell the other patrons, but this man never disappoints with his audio stuff, so I'm more than willing to accommodate whatever he wants to do for the end of the podcast. So let's see what Conor has to say for the final Patreon call of 2024. Conor McRae, the floor is yours.
Roll the intro. Matt Smith ate a foot in a forest and the sound made Troy real mad. I wrote this song half a year ago and to sing it makes me sad. Is David Tennant Scottish or is he Crispy's dad? Oh, I think this is the best year I've ever had.
Okay, one more. This is the big one from Conor McRae, so...
The monthly callers plodded through August and gave the boys a surprise. The steward hires everyone, and Ricky shouldn't have died. Tom Baker is a madman. He and Hawkeye killed my dad. Still, I think this is the best year I've ever had.
No, mate, it should run Big Finish.
Oh, I've gotta go. And Lindy is the worst character in the show. Oh, I want you to know that I'm sorry I called Troy a dog. Too fan.
God, I mean, that's a good bit, Troy.
I've annoyed you for over a year now, and I don't wanna go. But it's time I end my Big Finish calls. Who's there? I let you go. I'll miss the Discord banter and Capaldi screaming no. Still, I think this is the way I wanna go. Oh, this podcast is the best I'll ever know.
Thank you.
Alonzi, baby.
That was beautiful. What the hell? That was beautiful.
No word of a lie. That is the nicest thing anyone has ever done, ever.
Yeah.
That was so well done.
I think I've said this before, but I genuinely don't think you'll ever be able to top that, Connor. That was beautiful. That was absolutely fantastic.
Wow.
That's so gorgeous.
Put it on Spotify.
So I agree. So Connor's message reads as such. Merry Christmas to the entire Who's There family from Mr. Big Finish himself. Unfortunately, this call-in has been my last Patreon call due to changing financial and life circumstances. I will still listen to every episode and call in occasionally, don't worry, but I highly recommend that people who can sign up for the Patreon sign up for the highest tier. It has been incredibly rewarding and one of the most fun things I've ever been a part of. Alonzi, baby. Oh wow, that's like super bittersweet. I hadn't read that until now.
Sweet. But thank you. I mean, like, yeah, well, it's unbelievably fair. No one has to sign up for the pay. The whole point of the show is to be free, and you can call in for free.
Absolutely.
But Connor, we've appreciated your support the whole year, mate. The whole year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thoroughly.
This is beautiful.
Thank you so very much. I really, really appreciate that. Yeah. If you do want to join the Patreon family, absolutely. Who's there? Patreon.com/Who'sADW. First and foremost, it goes to keeping Riverside running for us, so we really do appreciate that. We've just now renewed it for another year, so your patrons have helped secure that. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
It really does make a difference. If you can afford to support us, please do. But if you can't, it's always going to be free to call in for most of the time. Apart from those occasional times where you can joke and say, "Hi, you're poor, you can't call in." But it's all in jest anyway, you know that. Thank you so much, Connor. That was genuinely beautiful. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely beautiful. I'm speechless after that.
Yeah. And actually, we should also say, one of the things we will be doing when we take our week off, our few weeks off, we did promise earlier in the year that the middle tier was going to get a special reward that they were missing out on, and we didn't deliver it. I mean, I've been a bit behind in the early access anyway, but for one reason or another, me going back to editing full time and we weren't backlogging as much as we should have done. We're going to get some backlogging done start of the year, but we promised that we would start doing playthroughs of the Doctor Who adventure games. That is going to go ahead starting next year. Not quite sure when the first one will drop. Hopefully end of January, if not start of February. But that will be the middle tier, so middle and top tier will get access to those. Haven't quite designed the plan yet. I think it's going to be weekly 10-15 minutes, Crispy. Is that what we said? Something like that?
Yeah, don't you worry. It's going to be delicious.
We'll work it out. We will work it out, but you will have that that coming for you in the middle tier at the very least. But bottom tier is early access, middle tier will be that, and top tier will be your monthly call-in, where you can call in with, well, within reason, no time limit, and you can do whatever you like, as long as obviously you don't say that we
don't have to talk about the Patreon after we've just had the most beautiful exit message from Connor.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like we kind of had to do a little ad because of him doing that there, but that was beautiful. Thank you so much, Connor. We really, really do appreciate that. Really do.
Shocked.
I have nothing else to say, Crispy. Do you?
I'm speechless.
I think we should. I think that's a perfect place to wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays. Love you all.
Absolutely, yeah. So I did see someone ask. We will be taking a couple of weeks off now for a little bit of time. We'll get some bits done for the podcast behind the scenes. Get excited, Crispy, did we target a date to come back?
Yeah, we did.
We did.
It was will be back on the 28th of Jan.
28th, yeah. So this will go out on audio platforms on the 31st of January. So from that point, it will be 3 weeks off, so a 4-week break. So that'll give us some time to get bits set up. So do keep an eye out. Obviously, we should make a discrepancy. If something does happen with Doctor Who before that point, where they go like, here's the release date for season 2, we'll obviously have to mobilise sooner than that. So, keep an eye out for that. But if not, then I imagine, and we'll probably talk about season 2 show when we come back, something like that. Who knows? We'll see.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
That sound good to all of you? Sound good to you, Crispy? Sound good?
Oh, sounds absolutely fantastic.
Then you know what, mate? Let's wrap up there. Crispy, this is a big thing, okay? Big thing. Deep breath. Final time of the year. Crispy's closing comments.
Oh my gosh, Troy talking in my ear. That was the best part of my year. I will never be able to beat Conor McRae at a song.
Poetry. Absolute poetry.
That was it.
Poetry. Love it.
It rhymes like poetry, you know?
It is. It's like poetry. It rhymes. It rhymes. It does.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for listening to this episode of Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast, and every episode we've done this year. This has been the first year of us doing the podcast with the call-ins, and I think it's been a bloody good idea, Crispy.
Oh, Troy, we have to look at the poll.
We do. We'll finish with that now, actually. Very good point. But before we do, can we just get some round of applause in the chat for Mr. Crispy Pro here? Because I can take zero credit. Call-ins and the rebrand, everything was all his idea. I don't get any credit there. He presented it to me with a PowerPoint and all that. And I think it was the best thing we could have done for this podcast. I mean that sincerely. Yeah. So please do give him all the love in the world for that. While everyone is spamming their clapping emojis, which if you don't do, I'm going to be very upset with you, so make sure you do it. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got one last feature to wrap up on. So Crispy, I said it earlier, so you can finish after this theme. So Crispy, what time is it?
Time.
And to conclude, we asked you which of Ncuti Gatwa's Christmas specials you preferred out of the Church on Ruby Road and Joy to the World. And we are rounding it off at 60 votes. And I am stunned at the result, Crispy. You wouldn't believe it. Happened? I've pressed end poll and it's now vanished off the screen. But luckily enough, I saw the results. There they are. Joy to the World won.
What?
63% voted Joy to the World, and only 36% said Church on Ruby Road, which once again means a percentage is missing. So I'm going to guess that percent voted for the next Christmas special. They just have a feeling it's better. Oh, Crispy's stunned. Audio listeners, he's walking backwards into this room. He's raising his hands. He's loving having a basically standing desk for this episode. He's having a great time. Yeah. So there you go. There's our results. Crazy. And we finished with Micah Olsen in the chat who said, Jesus won, lol. There you go. There's a good way to finish this episode. Much like Doctor Who finished with saying that Joy was the star that guided the wise men to Jesus. And on that lovely note, thank you all very much for listening to another episode of Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast. Once again, thank you for all the support throughout the year, whether you've been just a listener, whether you've been lurking, whether you've been in the live chats, in the comment sections, whether you've been calling in, whether you're just someone who watches casually or you're a paid member with Patreon, anything like that to any level. I know we did a bit of a pitch towards the end, but I mean, to be fair, Connor nudged us to do it. But whatever level you've supported us at, whatever price, whatever activity level, anything like that, we cannot seriously thank you enough for that. It does mean the world to us, and we're super duper grateful. Thank you all very much for playing the part that you have. However small it may be, it does make a difference, and we really cannot thank you enough for it. So, for the final time this year, it is goodbye from Crispy.
Goodbye, everyone.
I hoped you were still there. I was like, there was a non-zero chance I thought you'd walked off, and I was like, oh dear. And it is goodbye from me. Goodbye. See you all next year, where we return on January 28th, where we'll kick off season 4 of Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast. Can you believe it? And if Doctor Who traditions are anything to go by, it'll be our best season, you know?
Ooh,
and people will talk about it for decades afterwards. So let's hope that happens with us. I think it will, you know? I think it'll be good. I'm excited. Yeah, well, we both said that at the same time. Note that. Both said we were excited at the same time. So on that note, it's time to go. Thank you all for watching, and see you all next year. Allons-y, baby!
Allons-y, baby!
On the audio version, I'll have to make sure I cut out the noise of me knocking my mic after saying Allons-y, baby. But there you go!
Wow,
beautiful.
What an episode, everyone.
Fantastic. Crispy,
well done.
Thank you for being here, buddy. Appreciate you.
No, thank you, sir. Thank you for the year. I'll call you very soon, regardless. We got a lot to do.
We
a
have
lot to discuss.
We've got games to adventure.
We've got games to adventure. We've got worlds to conquer.
Yes, that sounds a bit evil. I don't know if I love that.
I love it.
Oh, well, there you go. Right, do I need to let you go to do Christmassy things?
Yeah, my mum walked in again. I think we're driving somewhere.
All right, you get going, fella. I'll wrap up with this lot. I'll speak to you soon. I've got an idea before the end of the year, so hit me up.
Beautiful. All right. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Adios, boss. Take care, lad.
Bye.
Bye. There you go. Oh, wow. You can see my layout. Look at that. Leaked. OBS leaked. My OBS layout has been leaked, folks. Oh, no. Crazy. Look how many, just look for the sake of it. Look how many options I have in this. Like, these are not sorted at all. I need to go through them. But we'll get there. Right, over to this window. The chat won't be working, but we can fix that. There you go, folks. That's the end of the episode and the end of Who's There for 2024. Thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. Anyone got any last things they want to say before we go? I know obviously people might be thinking, oh, do some hoodle or whatever, but like let's finish on a high. You don't need 20 minutes of me chatting rubbish, okay? You don't need 20 minutes of that. No one needs 20 minutes of that. But yeah, I just want to echo what we've already said at the end of that recording. It really does make a difference to see you all, especially be here for the live episodes. We really do appreciate that. I mean, the live episodes don't work without people in the chat. You know, if we did a live episode and people didn't show up to talk to us, it'd be a bit sad. I've had a few Twitch streams like that where the live chat's very quiet, and I don't know. I think for me, the most exciting part about doing a live episode is having that immediate response. If you don't have that, then why do it live anyway? Do you know what I mean? Like that means a lot to us. It means a lot to me, at least, specifically as someone who does a lot more of the streaming stuff. That does mean a lot. So really, really do appreciate you all being here. I really, really do appreciate it. So thank you all very, very much for that. So yeah, we will take a few weeks off, as I've said. I mean, to be fair, if we do that, hopefully we'll just keep up to what we did this year. Because as we said last week, we did a full year. Once we'd started at the tail end of January, didn't take a single week off. Which I think was pretty impressive, genuinely. I was really... Why are we saying bald Troy? That's never going to happen. Fun fact, during COVID, I trimmed my hair down quite short, and I hated it, and it will never go that short again unless I lose my hair, which hopefully will never happen. So no, there's no point in campaigning for bald Troy. It's not going to happen, no matter how much you campaign, pay me, anything like that. Not happening. Sorry. I love my hair too much. Apologies. Joy became a star like Astrid. Tick off the previous Christmas episode reference. Okay, fair enough. In my head, it's ticked off. I'm not... come on, man. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. Read my previous comment. All right, this better be good. Let's see. I've just realised the Villain God Corporation created the religion that the Anglican Marines are a part of. That's creating the customer base. Did they actually? Wow. Where have you found that out? That's interesting. Saying you can come over with a razor is a very intimidating message, DW boy. I know you don't mean it like that, but that sounds scary. So I'm going to run away. No, thank you all. Seriously, really do appreciate it. We'll just wrap up there. I really do appreciate you all being here. I know some of you asked for Hoodle. If at some point you want some live streams that aren't actually podcast episodes like Hoodle and bits like that, we could do those. You know, I could suggest that to Crispy, and either we could both do it, or I can do it, or he can do it, or whatever. Maybe we can do that if you're interested at all. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe we could do that. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that'll do from me. Thank you all very much for watching. I'm going to go and chill for a bit and then get an early night because I'm up early tomorrow morning. So I will leave you all be. Thank you all for hanging out. Really do appreciate it. It means a lot that every bit you played in this podcast. I keep saying it, but I really, really do mean it. It means a lot to us. So thank you for doing that. And we will speak to you all very, very soon. So let's roll the outro, which I think I did fix this to have the right theme now, didn't I? I hope I did. If I didn't, then... Oh well. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all very soon. Much love, take care, and I'll see you in, well, about a month's time for the next episode. Enjoy the time without us. If you're missing us and you haven't watched every episode of Who's There, go back and watch us from the start. Go and see what we were like in 2022. I guarantee you it won't be as good, but I think it will be great vibes nonetheless, because the olden days was just us rambling, and I think it worked really well, but like I said, I like how we're structured now. So there's reasons to like both eras, but if you've missed any of that, go back and listen to the episodes. Fill in the gaps. Have a good time. You've got plenty of time to do it if you want to listen to Baby Troy and Baby Crispy. Even though we weren't really babies. I'm waffling. I'm going. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all later. I've pressed the outro button now, so there's no going back. See you later. Much love.